Howdy, folk. Well, I'll tell you, I'm in a whole different setting out here now, getting ready to get back on the campaign trail. I want to talk about, for just a few minutes, where I've been and what I've been doing. It seems like I've been out there and I haven't been really involved, but I have been involved. I've still been campaigning and traveling, not too extensively, not as much as I'd like to, not as much as I'm going to. I've just got myself a motorhome, so I'll be going on the road for the duration of the campaign. And I like being on the road. I like living on the road. And I want to start talking now more and more about the issues and more about where my campaign has taken me and how much more I'm dependent on the American people. I've watched the debates. I've watched all the, almost want to say, soap operas going on. Other nations have been watching us, and the candidates have been beating each other up. You know, don't need doing that. Let's present what we have to bring to the plate. I'm a unifier. I'm a man of peace. I'm a man that wants to see our country go forward, come up out of the trenches. We are truly in the trenches. But I believe it's going to take all of us as Americans working together. And all along I've been, in my talks, I've been talking about being unified and working together, not mattering what party you represent. And as I said before, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican, and we need to clean up our acts. I'm asking everyone to do that. And as we come together, we're going to try something different from what the other candidates have been doing. I want to unify, and I want to reach out, as I have been, to all the different parties. I'm going to try something a little different. I'd like to petition all the different parties, the independents, the Democrats, the Republicans, the Tea Party, and all those that are out there, and I'm going to ask you to get behind me. So far, I've been like the Lone Ranger, but that's what my instructions were. Take it easy, back off, I'll tell you when to go. The Lord has given me direction. He's given me wisdom. He's given me great counsel, and that's why it's taken me so long to come to where I'm at now. But I'm going to be asking the American people to get behind me. I need delegates. I'm not worried about funded. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, just make myself available out of my own pocket and do what I have been doing. But I'm going to ask people to advocate and to listen to my previous speeches and so forth, and watch me as I go and see what can happen. It's been a wonderful journey, and as time goes on, I'll let you know how it's kind of opened up to me. And I enjoy politics. I enjoy the challenge of debating issues in a sensible sense, and in a way that's not condescending. There are all kinds of situations that we have, domestic and not only on the domestic, but I'm talking about on all of our issues, but plus the national. I'm going to ask for 4 years of peace. That's right, we're going to start in our country. I'm asking for 4 years of peace. I'm asking everybody to pull back and stop fighting amongst themselves. I don't care if you're a gangbanger or a drug dealer or whatever you are. The worst of you is I want you to just, and all of us, to pull back and have a time of peace for our country. Stop the fussing and the fighting and the killing. And you know, let's all, even down to the families, spend more time with our families. Get back to church. Sit around the table and have dinner like we did in the good old days. Let's shut off those foolish televisions, that have brought us into such a mess, and the things that are on that television. Shut that thing off. Spend time with our families. Spend time with your wife, your husband, your children, your friends. Get together. Get together on a more quiet, social basis. Get to know each other. Connect with one another. You know, for us to really get back on track in America, we have to be unified. We're going to have to work together. It's going to take all of us. This business about parties fussing and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. You're not going to do anything. I don't care who you are, who ends up in that White House. in yourself you can do nothing. But God has promised to give us wisdom and counsel if we listen to Him. He's brought me this far in life. And I've had a great journey. And it's not all about just being the man. It's about being in a leadership position to bring people together from both sides of the aisle, negotiating, talking, working together. And there's big game out there to tackle. It's not just what we can do. There's issues in this country. We've got to understand where we're going and what we're doing. That's what it comes down to. What are we doing? What about the issues? Let's talk about the issues. I would love to get into some debates. And they won't be counter-effective. They need to be strong. We need to work together. That's how a nation's going to... Now, a lot of people have seen the country through rose-colored glasses. I've said that before. We are really in a lot of trouble. So I'm asking us to be unified and come together. I'm going to be going out across the country. Like I said, I picked up myself a motorhome. So I'll be staying out there for the duration of the campaign. And I hope to meet people. And I ask the people to help me. In this regard, talk it up. Word of mouth. That's your best ad, really. And if you can connect me with some media, I'd like to go on whatever doors those open up. If they're reasonable openings. Not to be targeted for condescending situations or make a mockery of the things of God that I have everything to do with. God is all my whole campaign, what that's all about. You know, when God called Moses, He led the people, didn't He? The Lord told me He was going to send me. He didn't say how far, but I have enjoyed the journey. I have met so many beautiful people on both sides of the aisle. I've talked to the different ones in our nations and those that we come into our country. There's a lot of issues that we have to discuss, how we accept them, how we deal with them, and not in a condescending way. Well, anyways, I hope my dog is around here. I picked up a new dog to take with me. You know, I had to put my dog down last year after 16 years. Beautiful dog. And here he is. Come here, buddy. And I wanted to replace him. I wanted to find me another dog. And I found this little guy, if you can see him. So say hi to the camera, buddy. What's up there? What's up there? This little guy, he needs a haircut. He's been in the briars and the brambles. We're living out here in the country now. I made a move to the country. And I'm going to go over that with you later on, maybe in another session. I'll go over that and let you see where we're going with that. And but I'll be bringing this guy on the road with me. Can you say hi to the folk out there, buddy? Huh? Can you say hi? Look in the camera. What's up, dog? He's a great dog. I can't wait for my grandchildren to see him. They're going to love this guy. They named him Cal after my uncle. Okay, buddy. Run about. And he's an awesome little dog. I mean, we need to rescue the animals from the pound. And God really brought me to this guy because I'll tell you, I said, Lord, I need another great dog. I need a great dog. And you know, He brought me to this little guy. They were looking for a poodle for me. I wanted a certain poodle, a shaggy little mid-sized poodle. And they've been looking. And one day I was driving by recently, a couple of weeks ago, and something said, pull in there. And I pulled in there, and there he was in a little cage. And I liked him right away. It wasn't what I was expecting to get. But he's precious. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better dog. He's a great little watchdog, too. At nighttime, he thinks he's the sheriff around here. But I'm out in the country now. I left the downtown where I was living, and I've been wanting to get out into the country, and I'm here, and I got an old, you wouldn't believe, I'm going to show you this place. It's unbelievable, but I'm a design engineer by trade, and I was a builder, so I'm going to put this place really back in shape. It's kind of like our country, you know, it's in a mess. And we're going to work together, though. We're going to be unified. We're going to work together. And I'm asking all of America to get on board with me and see if we can turn things around. And I really have confidence. I love politics in that it gives you an opportunity to deal with people. You know, I was an evangelist and I've traveled half the world all over America, but I'll tell you, these churches, boy, are they in a mess, huh? And I'm going to tell you something, too. When we see some of these churches and some of these big church leaders that are living in big mansions and they're so supposed to be shepherds and they're more like sheepdogs running around in heat and taking the money out of the coffers of poor people, and I'm gonna deal with that. I think those churches and most churches should be paying taxes. That's right. That's right. Because I was in the ministry field long enough to see the scamming that goes on. Oh, put it under the church and you won't have to pay taxes. That's stealing. It's stealing. And you don't have to live in great big mansions and to be a pastor. You know, pastors are supposed to be shepherds. We're supposed to be giving, not taking. Well, anyways, that's another pony I'll ride another time. But God's going to deal with the church. And believe me, there's a lot to deal with out there. People are not getting the truth. You know, if people are in the Word, if they get in, I call it my computer. If they get into the Word and they study and learn about the things of God, it opens up a whole new world to you. And everything that you want to succeed in is in there. You know, I was asking the Lord, I have a lot of faith. And I was telling the Lord one day, I said, look, if I ever made it to the White House and the issues jump up, I'm not going to have time to say, oh, boy, excuse me, I need to pray about this. Give me some time, you know, and I said, Lord, I won't have that time. I won't have that occasion, that opportunity. So you know what? He woke me up the night season. He doesn't always answer you right away. And he said, I'm going to give you wisdom. Isn't that great? I mean, it doesn't get better than that. The confidence, the foundation of a man's character is in Christ. Because the issues, we can't handle them ourselves. But it's amazing what kind of courage and direction he can give us. It's amazing how we can get in the face of some of these people and talk and discuss with them without losing our cool. Because we've got a deep, settled peace. The computer says, in all thy ways acknowledge me and I'll direct your path. Isn't that great? I love that. I'm in that word every morning and I study it. And I recently said, Lord, just teach me what I need to know for anything that will ever be, any question will ever be thrown at me. Teach me that I may be able to answer those questions. I don't have to learn the whole Bible. I mean, I've studied it for years, over and over, read it through and through. So, but I said, just help me so that I can answer. That's all I need. Help me to study. So now I found out as I read and study, I'm into a deeper measure of studying. I'm analyzing it closer and seeing, does this pertain to me or my future? And there's always new lessons you can learn in the Word of God. Look, I know there are people out there that don't believe in God. I know you don't believe in the Bible. I know you think there's nothing to it. I talk to people all the time. My heart goes out to you. Watch my campaign. Watch what we do. See how God has his hand. And listen, I'm not tempting God either by any means by telling you that. But he's done some wonderful things in my life for me. All I'm saying, he's my advocate. And if things don't work out, I'm not going to say, oh, you know, God, you know, you were supposed to do this and that. No. Listen, I'm going by faith. And if this whole journey turns out to be nothing more than a journey, it's been a wonderful journey. I met some beautiful people. I want them to see God in my life. I've tried to be a man of God. I work on it. You know, anybody says, you know, oh, you know, you don't have to work so hard. You really? You better be working at it. Hey, God says to perfect, strive for perfection. We strive for perfection in our relationships, our academics, our trade skills. Why not perfect our religious and our rightful position in Christ that he offered it to us? Got this beautiful, beautiful world. And that's another thing. We're going to see some world changes. I'm going to go into the nations. I'd love to meet some of those men and talk and discuss. We'll put their swords in plowshares and just settle down, calm down a little, take it easy. Stop trying to be the bulldog. I mean the pit bull. And I don't want our men going off fighting wars and coming back. No, there's veterans, our poor veterans, man. We don't need to keep making veterans. We need to take care of the ones we've got. Wrap our arms in love. One time I tried to start a Veterans Center of Hope here. It didn't get off. It didn't work out, but that's okay. I was discouraged that God, this didn't work out. You know what he told me? we've opened up another door. Everything I've ever done that seemingly didn't work out, he's opened up a bigger, better door. Isn't that great? And by the way, I'm going to be 75 next month. I was 74 in January, the 10th, same as Elvis. But I think it's the Koreans that count conception. So in May, I will be 75. I'm looking forward to that. Isn't that great? I'm looking forward to a lot of years. God's given me good years, good health, a good mind. And by the way, I don't think I'd be half as good a mind as I have if I hadn't shut that television off 40 years ago. I used to advocate that. Shut that sorry thing off. Listen, what you take into your mind, it stays there. Put garbage in, garbage out, as they like to say. And if you fall for a lot of that nonsense, you'll fall for anything. But we need clear minds. We need loving, open hearts to those that are down and out. Listen, in our country, America, and we got little kids going to bed hungry. I don't think so. We got folks who live in the poverty level. And that isn't right. And I'm not saying handouts. I'm saying a hand up. We're going to create jobs. We're going to get people off the dole that don't belong there. There's so much abuse and waste there. But that's at the low end of the scale. We got big stuff going on in this country. Money being misappropriated. No, that's got to stop. We got to have good leadership. And need to surround myself with men of like-minded thinking. Men and women, we can have some women in there. Just because I don't think a woman should run the country doesn't mean that I don't have respect or regard for their intelligence and their skills. It's a man's job. It's a man's job. But so many men in this country are tiptoeing through the tulips and walking around in Wally World and into stuff, pornography and all kinds of stuff, that even some of these preachers I see. Imagine, shepherds, more like sheepdogs, in heat. Well, they're going to have to answer too, and I pray for those men if they get a hold of themselves. I've been in some churches, abominable, unbelievable, what God has made a mockery of. Well, anyways, you know what? That goes all down to saying we all have failures. How did they get in that position? What happened? Who dropped the ball? We need to love them, encourage them. Yes, encourage them. Keep them on the straight and narrow. Because they're going to stand before God one day. I've been on quite a while here. But now that I'm going on the road, we'll be talking more and more about the issues. And listen, my email is at 4, pauldebo@gmail.com. And I need to start hearing from some delegates and from some people. I know I think probably ain't got enough room to get them on there. I don't know about the computer, if that's a good way to do it. But just talk it up, okay? Would you do that? Talk it up. Get to know me. Give me a chance. Give me a chance to know you folk, because I'm a loving guy. I'm a serious guy, and I'm grounded. So look for me. I'll be showing you my motorhome by and by. Next segment, I want to show you this place I moved out in the country. It's just like going back in time. First thing I did was knock the roof off and build a bedroom upstairs. Start to build a bedroom upstairs. This house is almost inhabitable. But you know what? I love restoration. I love fixing things up. But anyways, God bless you, and thanks for listening to me today. I'll get this out as soon as I can. God bless you. Have a great day. Keep me in your prayers. I'll pray for you. I'm gone.